It holds 18 trillion gallons of water, includes parts of 6 states, is home to 17 million people, and 2,700 species of plants and animals. And it's in your backyard. What is it? The Chesapeake Bay Watershed. The Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in the United States. An estuary is a body of water that forms when freshwater rivers and streams mix together with salt water from the ocean. The bay is an extremely productive and intricate ecosystem. Within the bay, there is a complex relationship between abiotic and biotic factors. The bay, the rivers, and streams that feed into the bay, and the plants and animals all interact with one another and depend on one another for survival. Humans can have a great impact on the bay through our actions. The bay is an important economic resource to us, as it is a source for seafood including fish, blue crabs, and oysters. We also use the bay for recreational activities like swimming, fishing, and boating. If we are not careful and limit our actions, we might negatively impact this dynamic ecosystem in a way that could collapse the system entirely. Currently, the bay is in the state of decline. The bay is threatened by pollution, overfishing, chemical contaminants, and invasive species. So, what is happening to the plants and animals in the bay right now? Let's first take a look at the bottom of the food web. The Chesapeake Bay is well known for the blue crab, a swimming crustacean. However, the blue crab's population has been significantly reduced in the past few years. The Chesapeake Bay produces over 500 million pounds of seafood annually, and the blue crab is certainly one of the most desirable members. Over the years, the blue crab has been overfished, and in addition to the bay's poor water quality, the blue crab population has almost been depleted. The government has placed harvesting limits for fishermen, focusing specifically on the female crab, in hopes to help this population thrive again. However, without a livable habitat, the crab will not be able to survive. Oysters are another key member in the Chesapeake Bay ecosystem that are considered to be primary consumers. 3/4 of the bay's oyster reefs were removed between the Civil War and the 1920s, leaving huge mounds of shells like this. The harvesting has continued to present day, and in addition to disease and poor water quality, the oyster population is now at 1% compared to what it used to be. Oysters are filter feeders. They filter phytoplankton and also remove sediment and excess nutrients from the water. As oyster populations grow, they form reefs that create a habitat for other bottom-dwelling organisms. Oysters were once able to filter the water in the entire Chesapeake Bay in 1 week. With the reduced population, it now takes at least 1 year to accomplish the same task. Ospreys are the top predator and consumer in the Chesapeake Bay ecosystem. Ospreys, or fishhawks, feed off of fish that swim at the top of the bay's rivers. Because ospreys are the top of the food chain, scientists can study their population size and use it as a health indicator of the bay. The osprey population is still recovering from a rapid decline in the 1970s due to a pesticide called DDT. DDT was used in the 1970s as an agricultural pesticide to kill insects that pose a threat to farmers' crops. Remember that the Chesapeake Bay is a watershed. When it rains, the chemical pesticides dissolve into water and travel from the farmers' fields and eventually into the bay. These dissolved chemicals find their way into the tissues of fish living in the waters. The osprey ate these poisoned fish, and in turn the DDT caused osprey shells to become extremely fragile. Ospreys would sit on their eggs and they would break. The effects of DDT nearly led to the extinction of the osprey. DDT was banned in 1972, and since then, ospreys have made a significant recovery and are once again thriving in the ecosystem. With restoration efforts, the blue crab and the oyster could have similar success stories, but we need your help. You can help protect the bay and its organisms with several easy steps. Always pick up after your pet. Throw away your trash. Conserve water and minimize the use of household chemicals. We all want the Chesapeake Bay to be a thriving ecosystem once again. It's time for you to decide. What will your impact be?